Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis Auto Sports, and I am truly excited to offer you perhaps one of the nicest E46 M3s available in the entire U.S., perhaps anywhere. This is a '04 E46 M3 convertible, Alpine white, 6-speed manual transmission, 36,000 miles, and a absolutely beautiful, beautiful car in all aspects. I'm the owner here at Davis Auto Sports. I've been a huge E36 and E46 guy for many years. I've owned a ton of them personally over the years. Owned a lot through the dealership. Always been a phenomenal car, and if you're in the market, I'm sure you've known the desirability and collectability and value of these things are skyrocketing, and this is probably the nicest one that I've ever seen. It was originally a California car, just came over here to the East Coast recently. Most people's favorite color, Alpine white, definitely the right transmission in the 6-speed. I personally do not buy any SMG M cars. I've probably sold nearly 30 E46 M3s over the years. Paint's in beautiful condition. Brand new Continental tires were just put on this car. Every panel on this M3 is the original panel it left the factory with. Absolutely gorgeous Alpine white exterior. We'll put the top up here in a moment. The top works perfect and the top looks perfect as well. It has been absolutely garage kept since day one of ownership. This car was in California, garage kept and covered alongside of a Porsche 993 turbo, owned by an elderly guy. These seats were wrapped, covered if you will, in a lambskin lamb wool cover as well, so the seats are in incredible condition. The newer year M3 gives you the LED taillights as well. Check out the exhaust tips. Very, very clean. Just an absolutely beautiful car. Previous owner did do some touch up on the bumper right there. Rocker spot there, and that's going to be the extent of anywhere on this car. That's just a bug or something from the trees above. Tell you, many years later, these cars are still so much fun to drive. In today's standard, horsepower wise, they're not even a high horsepower car with some of these cars, 5, 6, 7 plus 100 horsepower. But there's the response, the nimbleness, the sounds, the high revving, natural aspirated engine, they're just so fun to drive, even with today's standard quote unquote lower horsepower cars. Just very, very fun cars to drive with the 6-speed. These cars are absolutely, without a doubt, going to continue to rise in value. If you look at some of the E30 M3s just 10 years ago versus what they're selling for now, same goes with the next generation E46. Those are started getting pretty desirable about 5-6 years ago, and now those things are through the roof. Even some of the lightweight ones are selling for over $100,000, and now the E46s are following suit, and just over the last 4 or 5 years have really grown in value and desirability. And this particular one, white, 6-speed, 30,000 miles, it's just a great example. And even if you're not buying something, as most of you guys don't, for the value of it, just what this car has to offer, it's a beautiful, beautiful example. Fully loaded M3, besides interior wise, besides the navigation, which those are near worthless, and I actually prefer the user friendliness of the traditional CD player over the navigation. And the nav has a tendency to have pixel issues and everything else, but this does have cold weather package, so it's nicely equipped car, beautiful interior. All your steering wheel controls work. There's no worn out areas anywhere. All the buttons are very, very clean. No worn spots. Seats are absolutely, I'll give you a good view of all the seats. Incredible condition on the seats. Got a fresh leaf in there for you. Back seat pockets are not worn out. I'll show you the top here in a moment because it looks brand spanking new. Just condition wise, it's the original one. So in full disclosure, the only thing to mention on this entire M3, and we have a upholstery department here, it's something we can do, and this is a common thing because these are dyed. That's just a dye on top of the plastic, but that's common on these, and it's not wear from somebody grabbing it. Sort of shrinks over time, can come from heat and stuff like that. So that's the only issue with the entire interior that would be considered sort of abnormal, although very common. None of these seats have been dyed, they're all original. Weather's changing on us very rapidly, just cooled down about 15 degrees since I've been shooting this, and went from sunny to cloudy, so we may be getting a little bit of rain here. So what I'm going to do is cycle the top a couple times just so you guys can see that it works exactly as it should. So I do want to mention too that the one-touch center button for all 4 windows works perfectly as well. Let's walk around here and give you some close-ups of this top. Now if you see anything like this, that's just from the towels and microfiber rags, because we had it outside earlier and it is pollen season. But this top looks absolutely brand new. Beautiful condition. It's just a bug. Alrighty. So brake light, seatbelt light, just because they're not on, so I'll throw these on real quick. That third light is a tire pressure monitor. When one of the 4, it's either the stem or the monitor inside the tire. Let me take this off of the Steadicam. Is bad. So it's usually lit in yellow if you're relatively low pressure. I believe anywhere from I think 2 to 5 pounds below the recommended amount, that light will be yellow. And anything beyond that, whether it's 6 and plus or not reading, it's going to be red. But there's 36 pounds of air in all the tires. We checked that and we hooked up our scanner, and it won't tell you which one is bad. It just says that one's not reading. So that's all that is. So keep in mind, we are in a manual and holding the camera. So, and of course I have it on sport mode because it's a must. So from heated seats, power seats, radio controls, convertible top, every single thing in this car works perfect. So just to make life easy, we're going to do a 1 to 3 shift, which is more than doable on this car. That's 4th gear, 5th gear, and 6. Clutch is perfect, synchro's perfect, steering's perfect. Knees are not on the wheel. Inside of the top is also perfect. The steering wheel has zero wear at 12 o'clock. For that point anywhere else, I just bring up 12 because that's the most common area, but there's no wear anywhere. Just a beautiful, beautiful example. Dimmer works. One touch on the windows, one touch down works, one touch up, one touch down, let it go down all the way, one touch up, back window, one touch down. They do not have a one touch up on the rear ones, but one touch down and then up. Oops, excuse me, wrong one. My eyes are forward, just so you guys know. And then we'll go ahead and hit the all-in-one. All the way down. And then we'll go all the way up. All the bulbs work. Outside, inside. Brakes very, very smooth. Parking brake is nice and tight. Heated seat, 3, 2, 1. Heated seat, 3, 2, 1. Sport works. Traction control on and off, as you just saw. So I don't want to do too much on the radio because YouTube will boot us off. So you'll see the seek works there. We'll do, since it's talk radio, volume up.
And they're going to start providing lunch. There was about $16
volume down.
worth of damage.
We'll do the cruise, but you see it is engaging down there at the bottom. I had the AC on yesterday when I was shooting the pictures. It was very hot out. AC, it's in Celsius right now, which is easy to change, but AC works as it should. All the controls work as they should. All the pixels work. So usually these panels right here get really chipped up over the years because a lot of people, you can touch it anywhere to open. You don't have to touch it on the bezel. So a lot of people, when they're driving, they know they can touch it anywhere. And what ends up happening is when your nails are long and you hit it, your nails actually scratch this, because this is actually a pretty soft die. So over the years you get a lot of gouges in these, and as you see, they don't have those. That's just a little thing if you own M3s that you know about that. Almost like in some cars, when you open the handle or close it, you know, you gouge little areas, which is not the case here, which is pretty cool to see. We'll go ahead and open the top from inside the car just so you guys can hear everything, and the back is doing its thing right now. So you're completed there, and if you keep down on it, the windows will roll up, and they'll roll down just enough for them not to make contact with the top. Very smooth, no unusual noises. Pumps are acting exactly as they should. And once again, if you keep it down, Now let me show you guys real quick. You got all your mats plus your cargo mat, which is really cool. And underneath this, you do have your compressor that is inside the bag. Your tools are also in here as well. This little rubber weather stripping around the antenna, usually that is has dry rots in it, cracked. Sometimes it's not even there. That thing's, let me zoom in a little bit more for you guys, perfectly intact. Same thing with all the other stripping. If you take a look at the close-up of all the threading and the piping in here, it's all perfect. All the glass is BMW factory glass as well. And this is literally just piling from having the top open just now. So I'm a performance car guy, and this is, as I was sort of touching on earlier, if I was in the market for a performance car, just natural from the factory horsepower, I just feel like nowadays 500-600 horsepower is sort of the norm. And even when it comes to like electric cars, you know, they're very, very quick, but more so on the gas side of things. This is one of the few cars that I feel like if you're a car guy, that you can have fun driving compared to other modern cars, even other cars that have 300 to 350. This one's rated at 333. They're just not fun to drive, and something about this with the revving, the sounds, it's just a really, really fun car to drive. And that's just not my take, that's the general census on these cars. My seatbelt is off. I'll go ahead and throw that on real quick. A lot of people that don't have really good vision see certain lights on and they think something's wrong with the car. So that's off now. So I just engaged the cruise control. We are off of the gas. Cruise works as it should. Before accelerating into the semi, we'll come off. We're at 60. As you see, we're decelling. Come off of it. We're back to where we came off, and now we're back on it. We'll go ahead and turn that off. This car literally drives perfect. We'll go ahead and get the RPMs up just a hair. We are climbing a hill as well. Engine sounds perfect. Transmission feels perfect. That is the original front windshield as well. There's the BMW stamping on it. Alright guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Once again, from a M3 enthusiast, this is a absolutely 100% car. It's beautiful. Even if you're not an M3 fan, you're gonna love it, but if you are, you'll really appreciate everything this car has to offer. Beautiful car inside and out, and not every day you're gonna come across a 30K E46, especially in this condition. So you also like convertibles, 05 SL600 Mercedes with 8,000 miles. Beautiful car as well, which is also on our website at davisautosports.com. This has to go to a Virginia state inspection to get an inspection by law. So we're not going to be driving this car, so it does have to drive to the inspection station, but you will be buying this car with 36,000 miles. So it's not going to hit 37, so it will maintain 36,000 and change. So hope you guys enjoy. Have a good day.